All right, Rich Van Tassel back with you. Continuing on with our recap of Week 5 of the NFL season. The early games, Carolina Panthers 27-24 over the Detroit Lions. Carolina moves to 4-1. They're an impressive 3-0 on the road. Detroit drops to 3-2. Cam Newton, very good, 26 of 33, 355 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Jonathan Store, 18 carries, 21 yards, 1.2 yards per rush. Christian McCaffrey, 3 of 7, 2.3 yards per rush. Altogether, the team 28 carries, 28 yards. I'll help you guys out with that one. That's 1 yard per rush average. Ed Dixon, 5 for 175. He got cut loose on a few of these in this game, doing a good job for Greg Olsen. Kelvin Benjamin, this is receiving. Kelvin Benjamin, 4 of 58, 1 touchdown. Devin Funchess, 7 of 53, 1 touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, 5 of 31. He also had a touchdown. It was more of a shovel pass, though. Still counts as a pass, but that's similar to a run, in my opinion. Thomas Davis recovered a fumble. Cam Newton fumbled once and recovered a fumble. The team had 6 sacks, 1 for Shaq Thompson, 2 Kawan Short. Captain Munderland had 1. Julius Peppers and Mario Addison had the others. No interceptions. Curtis Samuel, 3 kick returns, 44 yards, 14.7 per return. Christian McCaffrey, 1 punt return, 13 yards. Graham Gano, 2 for 3. In his field goals for the Detroit Lions, Matthew Stafford, 23 of 35, 229 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Amir Abdullah, 10 for 31, 3.1 yards per rush. Zach Zenner, 3 of 11, 3.7 yards per rush. 1 touchdown for Zenner. Marvin Jones Jr., look at the distribution, though, by Stafford. Marvin Jones Jr., 6 for 54 receiving. Golden Tate, 5 for 48. Theo Riddick, 4 of 45. Jared Abbrederis, 2 of 37. Darren Fells, 2 of 24. He had both touchdowns. TJ Jones, 2 of 12. 6 guys caught more than 1 pass. Greg Robinson recovered a fumble. Matthew Stafford fumbled twice. Lost 1 of them. 3 sacks. Lodi Nada, Ezekiel Ansah, and the team had a sack. Jamil Agnew, 1 kick return, 22 yards. He had a punt return for 6 yards. Matt Prater, 1 for 1 in his field goals. So, for Detroit, they tried a furious comeback late in this game, couldn't get it together. Their offense was struggling all game. Hats off to the Carolina Panthers defense and offense as well, even though the defense almost gave it away. Looks like they're going to throw Cam Newton and not worry about the consequences. It looks like that short passing game has gone out the window. Granted, those big plays to Dixon, like we said, there were catches and runs. He was really cut loose. And sometimes that'll happen with a tight end, especially since Greg Olsen is their main guy. You're not really focusing on him, and then here he is. He's just darting down the field and scoring at will. So, Carolina, hey, they're 4-1. I had high expectations for the Panthers this season. Let's see if they continue to keep it up, and let's see what happens with their offense moving forward. For our next game, the Los Angeles Chargers getting their first win over the New York Giants, 27-22. Giants dropped to 0-5. And what's sad is Phillip Rivers was pretty bad in this game. 21 of 44, 258 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. That interception came in the end zone. Melvin Gordon, 20 carries, 105 yards, 5.3 yards per rush. Travis Benjamin, 1 of 14. The team, 29 of 124, 4.3 yards per rush. Keenan Allen, top receiver, 4 of 67. Melvin Gordon, 6 of 58. He had a very good game. He had 2 touchdowns. Hunter Henry, 3 of 42. He had the other touchdown. Melvin Ingram recovered a fumble. Phillip Rivers and Spencer Pulley both fumbled. It was not lost. 5 sacks, 2 for Melvin Ingram, 2 for Joey Bosa, 1 for Darius Philon. Trey Boston had an interception. Desmond King, 2 kick returns, 37 yards, 18.5 per return average. Travis Benjamin, 3 of 35 punt returns. Nick Novak, 2 of 2. For the Giants, Eli Manning, 21 of 36, 225 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He's had a lot of incompletions this year. His numbers really aren't that bad. For an 0-5 team, the incompletions are a little high. Arlen Darkwa, 8 carries, 69 yards, 8.6 yards per rush, 1 touchdown. Wayne Gollum, 11 of 57, 5.2 yards per rush. The team ran the ball very well. 25 of 152, 6.1 yards per rush. I don't know how the Giants lost this game, really. I just don't know. Odell Beckham Jr., 5 receptions, 97 yards, 1 touchdown. He left the game. We'll have to see how serious that injury is. He was in tears, so it might be significant. It was that ankle. Roger Lewis, 1 for 29. That 29-yarder was a touchdown. Shane Vereen, 4 of 27. Eli Manning fumbled twice, lost 1 of them. The team had no sacks. Darian Thompson had an interception. Dwayne Harris, 4 kick returns, 84 yards, the longest of 30, 21 average. Shane Vereen had 20. Odell Beckham Jr. had a 20-yard. Dwayne Harris, 3 of 38 in the punt returns. Aldrick Rosas, no field goals attempted, and obviously none made. So the Giants dropped to 0-5. We'll see that Odell Beckham Jr. injury. It's going to get bad for the Giants when a team with this high expectations just completely drops off the way that they have. It gets bad. The Chargers are now 1-4. The Chargers aren't expecting much though, so it's going to be terrible for the Giants. Their offense has come to life a little, but they're just making too many. Just like they're not even errors. I don't even know what to. They're just like not making the winning plays. Obviously. It's bizarre. That's the only way I can put it for the Giants this year. The New York Jets, on the other hand, the other team in New York who should be 0-5 right now, they're now 3-2. Granted, they've had a much easier schedule, 17-14 over the Cleveland Browns, who dropped to 0-5. Boy, you want to talk about where it's going to get bad? It's Cleveland. Jeff McCown, 23 of 30, 194 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Elijah McGuire, 11 carries, 20 yards, 1.8 yards per rush. Darius Stewart, 2 for 12. The team 18 of 34, which is only 1.9 yards per rush. So give the Browns defense credit. Jeremy Curley, 4 receptions, 39 yards. Jermaine Kearse, 4 of 38, 1 touchdown. Eric Tomlinson, 1 of 34. Austin Seferian-Jenkins, 6 of 29, and a touchdown. Freddie Bishop recovered a fumble. Jermaine Kearse fumbled. It was not lost. 1 sack. Demario Davis. Morris Claiborne had an interception. Boy, he was not getting many for Dallas. Marcus May also had an interception. Darius Stewart, 1 kick return, 14 yards. David Bass, 1 of 10. Jeremy Curley, 2 of 16. In the punt returns, Chandler Campazero made a 57-yarder at the end of the first half. For the Cleveland Browns, DeShone Kizer started 8 of 17, 87 yards, no touchdown, 1 interception. You can see why he went to the bench. Kevin Hogan, very good, 16 of 19, 194 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Too little, too late, though. Isaiah Crowell, 16 carries, 60 yards, 3.8 yards per rush. Kevin Hogan, 4 for 37.5. DeShone Kizer, 6 of 29, 4.8. 33 carries, 140 yards, 4.2 yards per rush. Ricardo Lewis, 5 receptions, 71 yards. Duke Johnson Jr., 3 of 63. 1 touchdown. David Njoku, 3 of 48, 1 touchdown. DeShone Kizer lost a fumble. Jabril Peppers' fumble was not lost. 2 sacks for the rookie Myles Garrett, 1 for James Burgess. The 3 total. Jason McCourty had an interception, no kick returns. Jabril Peppers, 3 punt returns, 28 yards. Zane Gonzalez missed 2 field goals for the Browns. And they lose by 3 points. So, look, I expect Kevin Hogan to go the rest of the way for the Browns. I don't know what you're going to make of DeShone Kizer. I think the kid's got talent. But you throw him into a situation like this, and it may ruin the guy. Who knows? Hey, the Jets, hats off to them. Josh McCown, efficient in this game. Look, maybe they're not tanking. I mean, I still saw some plays, but they have had a soft schedule these last couple weeks. Even though you beat the Jaguars, the Jaguars are up and down. They caught them on a down week. The Dolphins we saw are not very good. You got the Patriots next. Home for the Patriots, but hey, the Patriots have not been great. The Dolphins, Falcons, Bills, Buccaneers, Panthers, Chiefs. Now we'll see what the New York Jets are made of coming up in these next, 2, 4, 6 games. You go 2-4 in that, and then I'll start to consider the Jets as maybe having a shot this year. Until that point, I don't think so. And then the last game we're missing was the overtime game between the 49ers and the Colts. I don't even know. Oh, yep, Indianapolis won that game in overtime. Tough break for the 49ers, 26-23. But hey, the 49ers tied this game at 23-23. When you're down 23-22, you go for 2 in that situation. You don't, you lose the game in overtime. Oh, well, we don't want to lose on a 2-point conversion. Well, do you want to lose in overtime? I don't know. Brian Hoyer, 29 of San Francisco 0-5, Indianapolis now 2-3 in what is still a wide open AFC South, so they're keeping pace till luck gets back. Brian Hoyer, 29 of 46, 353 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Matt Breida, top rusher, 10 for 49, 4.9 yards per rush. Carlos Hyde, 8 of 11, 1.4. Carlos Hyde was not playing much in this game. The team altogether 22 of 6, 6 yards per rush. Marquise Goodwin, 5 receptions, 116 yards. Pierre Garçon, 8 of 94. George Kittle, 7 of 83 and a touchdown. Kyle Juszczyk, 2 of 14 and a touchdown. Brian Hoyer fumbled twice, did not lose any of them, recovered 1. Carlos Hyde recovered a fumble. The team did have 4 sacks. Jaworski Tort, Arik Armstead, DeForest Buckner, Brock Coyle, Elvis Dumerville, Xavier Cooper all had split sacks. Elvis Dumervil is the only guy who had a sack on his own, and I'm guessing that was he split. What did he split? Three, 5 half sacks. That's 2.5 plus 1.5 makes 4. So he would have had to have split that one as well. So getting 1.5 sacks on 3 split sacks. Ray Armstrong had an interception. He returned it 29 yards, not for a touchdown. Victor Bolden Jr. 4 kick returns, 59 yards. Trent Taylor, 1 punt return, no yards. Robbie Gould, 3 for 3 in his field goals. For the Indianapolis Colts, Jacoby Brissett, 22 of 34, 314 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. That interception came on the goal line in overtime, and they still managed to pull the game out. How do you lose this game if you're down 1-9? Marlon Mack, and that was returned to like the 50-yard line. I mean, come on now. Marlon Mack, 9 carries, 91 yards, 10.1 yards per rush, 1 touchdown. Frank Gore, 14 of 48, still being, proficient at this stage in his career, 3.4. Jacoby Brissett, 8 of 14, and he had the other touchdown. Altogether, 35 of 159, 4.5 yards per rush. T.Y. Hilton, huge game, 7 receptions, 177 yards, longest of 63. Frank Gore, 3 of 38. Dante Moncrief, 3 of 32. Kamir Aiken, 2 of 22. Frank Gore fumbled twice, did not lose any, recovered 1. Kershawn Hogan fumbled, did not lose it, and recovered a fumble. 2 sacks. 1.5 by Jabal Sheard. The other split came to Jeremiah Gorge. No interceptions, no kick returns. Quan Bray, 2 punt returns, 7 yards. Adam Vinatieri, 4 for 4 in his field goal. San Francisco, as we said, they didn't really use Carlos Hyde in this game. I was surprised. Matt Breida ran pretty effectively. I saw some nice things from the rookie tight end. Who was that guy? Kittle. He caught the game-tying touchdown. Give him credit there. Coming along, but for the 49ers, their defense was not great at times. It was made note during the game. A lot of 3rd and longs. They were playing way too far back. Ended up giving a touchdown on one of them. I don't ever really like that. And they were playing like absurdly far back. It was pretty ridiculous. And as for the Indianapolis Colts, look, they're trying to tread water, hoping Andrew Luck will come back. Who knows if he will at this point. Regardless, they're in a winnable division with or without Andrew Luck. So let's see if Jacoby Brissett can keep going, and he's got to keep the mistakes down. They're really going to have a hard time if they are not keeping the ball out of the other team's hand, especially in overtime. Of course, remember, he threw that overtime pick in one of the games against the Arizona Cardinals, and then he throws another one today. So that's a situation that you just can't have. All right, we are finished with the 1 o'clock games. Be sure to stay tuned for the 4 o'clock games when those go final, and we'll see you in a little bit. Remember, we appreciate all subscriptions. Thank you.